Hi, Stephanie. Welcome. What feels important to you to talk about today?
Um, these past 3 weeks have been pretty crazy. Started about 3 weeks ago. I was told on Monday to fly into SF on Tuesday, the next day. And then from then on, I've been working maybe like 8 to 10 hours a day, like focused work with the team to build this product for leadership. And I've been pretty stressed out because the designers who are supposed to be working on it all went on vacation. So there's at least two or three designers gone. I'm also a lead, so I'm handling managing stakeholders, but also trying to advocate for the designers who are getting kind of pummeled. So I'm feeling a lot of pressure, and then we're also working, like I'm also taking classes. Uh, I'm I'm stressed out. I'm tired. Um, it's just a lot right now. Yeah.
So I'm going to ask myself these questions now, and then I'll come back to you momentarily. So it says, I I feel like I opened the session by welcoming you and inviting you to say what was important to you. So I think that was successful at opening up the floor for you to share openly, and I feel like you did. So I can pat
Mhm.
myself on the back. Um, you have expressed several emotions that I can hear. So you have been working long hours. So you've expressed the emotion that you're tired. You've also expressed the emotion, and I'm going to kind of read into this a little bit, but you've been given a lot of responsibility, and some of the um, people who were directly involved in this project are now on vacation. So you might be feeling a little bit frustrated. Um, and then um, you are feeling maybe overwhelmed. So I think those three emotions are what come through to me. Um, Non-verbally, I can see that you're tired and you've kind of been through the ringer. And I can hear in your voice, you know, the frustration or maybe just tiredness in your voice that you've had to hold up so much for a lot of different people, including representing the needs and desires of people who aren't present. Okay, and then how do I feel right now? I feel connected to my client at this point. I feel I can resonate with these types of feelings. So I feel like there's a good chance that I'll be able to go into the well um, with this. Um, how would I feel if I'd experienced the same situation? Oh, sorry. Okay. I I would probably feel a lot of the same emotions that I am getting. I would feel overwhelmed. I would feel tired. And I would also feel a little bit frustrated because um, of, so many expectations from a lot of different um, angles coming in. Um, So, I'm going to say the response that I would like to give to the client. You feel overwhelmed because you are a leader in this situation and you have to represent the needs and desires of people who aren't present on this project and also contribute long hours. Um, and this was done kind of suddenly at a time when your life is already really full. Okay. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to say this too. I'm going to say, Stephanie, you feel overwhelmed because you were suddenly given a really big responsibility, and you've had to show up for some long hours at a time in your life when you're already very busy and you need to be a leader and also represent people who aren't present on this project.
Yeah, that's spot on. Yeah.
Um, so um, I can I can see and hear that you are maybe struggling a little bit and trying to figure out the best way to navigate all of the things that are on your plate, and you're feeling maybe a little bit unsure um, what is the best way through this.
That's true. Yeah, I do feel like I'm kind of stuck in a hard place, rock in a hard place. Um, I am also questioning why I'm doing all of this. Um, I think I'm privileged enough that I don't necessarily need to work this job or work this hard. Uh, and it also isn't necessarily, it doesn't feel meaningful. Like, why am I working so hard and suffering for essentially a bunch of people who make millions of dollars a year, doing tech stuff for whatever reason that may not be benefiting humanity? So I'm a little frustrated. It feels like I'm not necessarily working towards what matches my values. Thankfully, school helps with that, but then it feels like I have to work hard at like achieving my dreams and what is more in alignment with my values while also being realistic and being like, I need to make money and I need to make a living. And then all of it's colliding at the same time. And I feel a lack of control as well. Like, just, yeah, I've burned out before. So I know now what it looks like to be on the path of that. And it feels like I don't have control. Like, it's just going to happen. And I'm
Mm,
gonna have to like come up with some sort of contingency plan or like a huge recovery period. But I'm also a little bit mad that it got like it feels like I can't blame anyone except myself for like ending up in this situation yet again.
hmm.
So there's like a
Okay.
lot of mixed feelings. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go to the side and ask these 6 questions of myself. So I feel like my reflection of your previous feelings from your previous response did do a good job at eliciting more information about your feelings. And I feel like you did get farther down the road of kind of picking apart where you are on all of this. So that feels like a success to me. Um, Verbally, you explained a lot, but I think I really do understand. You said that I know I'm saying you, and maybe I should say the client because I'm supposed to be going out of character for a moment. So the client said that she's questioning why she's doing what she's doing because it's not really lining up with her values. for the kind of work that she would like to do to feel fulfilled emotionally or involved in a meaningful way. And it feels like that you're doing a lot of really hard work um, for other people. And that it's not really benefiting your life or you in a manner that's feeling like it's worth it, especially since you are feeling like you're going on a path towards burnout. Um, so I can see in your body motions, you're using your hands and your face that I could see that frustration there and a feeling of being sort of like out of control and unable to like stop the trajectory. Um, and I feel like your hand movements and your face movements really did show that. Um, how do I feel right now? Um, I feel like there might be an opening for you or for my client to see um, a way out of this in the future. Obviously, things in the moment are going to have to come to the conclusion that they are going to, since it's mid trajectory. But I do see an opportunity for future growth. So that's how I feel. Like I feel like there's an opportunity here for growth. And then next, if and I'd been this client, or if I were this client, um, I think I would also feel very similarly, because I personally, I don't, I don't bag out on people. And so if I were mid trajectory on something, I wouldn't drop the ball, because that's the kind of person I am. And so I would personally suffer and take it to the end. And I also, I understand the feeling of taking on too much and having too many things going, um, in one's life, um and how it feels like, okay, I did that to myself. So I definitely resonate with these feelings. So I'm going to say to my client, Stephanie, you feel out of control because you're mid trajectory on this project and you can see yourself um, heading for burnout. And you feel that way because you um, have put yourself in this situation, but you know that you're going to need to see it through. Um, okay. So, Stephanie, I'm probably going to reword it a little bit from what I just said, but Stephanie, you feel out of control because you're mid trajectory on this project and on your school, and you are going to have to come to some place where um, it can have some kind of completion before you can look ahead to make other decisions, because um, you signed up for this. You can see that you signed up for this, and that it's not likely that you're going to back out at this point.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great summary. Yeah. And I'm pulling up the part where I'm supposed to go, which is, I think you did a great job. I think you nailed it. I felt like you truly understood what I was experiencing. I think the both the feelings, feel overwhelm and then out of control. Those are like definitely probably the primary feelings I was feeling, as well as I think you alluded to my frustration. So I thought that was really spot on. Um, I think the positive impact you had in the facilitator is that you used a word, and I'm sorry, I'm blanking what word um in the second part that was helpful. And sorry, I'm blanking on it now. But there's a word you used that helped summarize exactly what I was experiencing. And I think by having that word, I'll be able to better process what I'm going through or be able to like explain to somebody else. Um, and then um, I don't think there's any actually negative feedback or like any areas growth. My impression is that in the second part, after I said a lot of feelings, like you were like doing a lot of processing to try to keep track of all of it. Correct me if I'm wrong. Uh,
You're totally
because
right.
I just gave you like a
Yes.
word vomit. So I think you did a great job handling it and like succinctly summarizing it. And then I just assume like over time as we all get collective experience like that feeling. I don't know if you're feeling it, but like feeling of anxiety of trying to keep track of everything will like dissipate eventually.
Hmm.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
you
thought you did a
did.
great job.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel better about this too than I did last time. But yeah, you did cover a lot of ground. And I was briefly thinking, oh man, I should be taking notes. And I wonder how that would feel to clients. And so probably not the best. So yeah, we're gonna have to get really good at pinpointing like the ones that seem to rise to the top and bring coming back around to those. So
I think you nailed it though. Yeah. It was a word vomit and you nailed it. So
cool.
yeah.
Thank you. All
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna stop recording.